Hey there. So, I want to cover two things real quick, and they're totally unrelated. So, this is some real expoundage. First one I want to talk about is the situation in Chicago. Um, I could tip my hat to people for like not killing each other as much or whatever, uh, or say, you guys need to stop shooting each other. The reality of the situation is this: if you don't care and apply yourself, another person is not going to. Right on? And it shouldn't take an 8-year old being killed for there to be a matter of seriousness. Well, some of us understand and really truly do get the dynamics that there's so many young shooters in a place like that. I won't even go down to the ages that I know some of them really are, but we'll just say 12 and up. Right on. I won't go down to the ages that I've heard from real people that I know who are coming out of these situations. But we'll say 12 and up are the shooters. So we can understand how some of these people have turned their hearts off to a young man who decided to walk up to another young man or a group of people and open fire on them and kill some of them and heartlessly do so. I can also understand a situation where in which people don't want to do anything about a man who sells poison and claims that he somehow has rights. Right on. I can totally understand that. Hell, I can totally get if some of these people are out here doing hits on guys who killed their people who got killed in the crossfire doing absolutely nothing during the 90s. I totally understand. What I don't understand is that you would allow for your blood feuds to spill into the streets so recklessly. I don't understand how, at some point in time, and people could say that it's the leadership that was taken out. What leadership was it? If it was the same leadership that had people on top of buildings sniping each other, that wasn't good leadership. Do you understand me? Right on. I don't think people even understand the dynamics of what's really going on in Chicago. See, this is what happens when you have people who are trained to do things like the CIA, right on, come back home to a place like Chicago and teach people tradecraft. It wasn't just the military and guys going to war and things like that. It's a deeper situation than y'all could ever understand. I'm not gonna get carried away with the brother that I know was a man from Chicago who made it through the CIA program. You understand me? And came back and showed the people what he knew. I'm not gonna go into all that. I'm not gonna go into the Great Fire of Chicago. That was probably set by crooked white men, so that way crooked white men could take it over, lo and behold, right on, and then create an atmosphere where in which they could create places where the poor have to be. Subsequently, most of the poor were black, so subsequently, the poor on poor violence, the animals killing the animals, ain't never bothered nobody. Why does it bother people now? Well, outside of the fact that Chicago's the third largest city in the U.S., outside of the fact that it's a hub city or a mega city, um, outside of the fact that it just has so much history, political history, clout, real clout, I would have to say there is something. I can't even put my finger on it just yet because I haven't seen enough of the pieces play out. But there was something there that stinks to high heaven. It's not just demonic black fire, black clouds of smoke worship. It ain't just that. It's something else. It's something. There's something. I mean, it stinks, y'all. It stinks. Y'all need to stop killing each other. That would be a fucking surprise. For a whole 30 days, nobody just killed each other. So that way that guy Donald Trump does not send in the nasty girls, excuse me, the National Guard. Oh, y'all don't know that? Y'all don't know that's what he's planning on doing? He said that the problems that are plaguing young African American men 22 years and under right on, who are a hefty percentage of the shooting victims and gun violence. He's saying that it's a national problem. You understand me? That has to be approached nationally. I took that as the National Guard. Think I'm playing? We shall see. Doesn't matter if the homicide rates go down. If the one wrong person get killed, it's it. You only killed the wrong person yet. Ask that black cop that killed that white looking Hispanic boy how it feel. Right, right. Had that Hispanic man been any darker, under the rug. Under the rug. Ask me how I know. Once you're darker than a peanut shell, my friend, you got something to worry about. That's the truth. So, Chicago, either you're going to wake up and smell the coffee, or you're going to wake up and have literal boots on the ground. And I know it's easy to walk up and shoot somebody in the back of the head who's either unarmed or totally lackadaisical. But when they send guys in there that are locked on, looking to lay your little black asses out, your little Hamitic, Semitic, Japhetic, Hamido-Shemitic, whatever it is that your bloodline is, right on, or you're just an outright Gentile. When you figure out that you are no match for the training of the devil, unless you've been trained by the devil himself, you don't understand what they're coming with. You have no idea. And if you research the wrong things on your computer, it's called metadata. Those zeros and ones tell them exactly what you researched. They don't even have to get the name of it. They don't even need to actually see what you did. The zeros and ones will tell them everything. That's a reason to come see your ass. Right. Y'all don't know what's going on? Setting y'all up for the killing ground. Blood sacrifice like no other. Ask the Japanese about it. Oh, you didn't know? That's what Hiroshima and all that stuff was? I know a lot of you were like, oh no, it was to end the war. I want y'all really to think about a fire sacrifice for a moment. They flame broiled 2 million people in 2 days. Right on? Millions more. Tens of millions more devastated and affected for the years to come. Oh, but the Japanese had robust technological advances. Right on? You think that was just a happening of mistake? Okay. If you think that was a happening of mistake, why do you think they had to knock down their own nuclear reactors? So that way they could put the nuclear material that's been inside of the water, right on, back when they couldn't clean it up properly. So people have a normal level of radiation in their body, right on, and they need that. But that's outside of this. I was just me going into my head and pulling something out for you. Back to Chicago, excuse me. Those guys, better watch out. Better watch out. I'm so sorry that I even got off the track of my head to even tell y'all something that was totally unrelated. Second thing I wanted to get on. I'm going to do a video. Putting together pictures right now, getting together a little more research. I want to find a bit more contradictory research so that way when I present the contradictory information first and then I present my argument, it's harder to go against me. So once I've done that, which will take about a week, we'll have that video out. But the video's subject matter will contend that I think I know where the hair of white people that we see every day comes from. That looks like horsehair. Or goatee, I should say sometimes. Or just not. They have no bounce to it. You know, they're not like a Mexican or a Spaniard or a Cambodian who got thick hair, curly hair. You understand what I'm saying? You know, like hair that just kind of really flat. I'm contending that between the conversations I've had with other people whom I have very much faith in their sound logic and sense, on top of the research I've done, on top of history, on top of biology, on top of what I see every day, and on top of what is written in the word, I'm going to contend to you that the white man's skin, number one, you need not even be worried about that. Okay? Because the hue of skin does not dictate the tribe that they come from. So, I will say that don't be worried about the white skin. Let's be worried about the hair. Right on? Just the hair. That's all I'm worried about. Don't even worry about the skin. Just worry about the hair. Listen to the locations that I say that these beings are to have believed to have come from. We are going to go from points of view in Greek mythology, slightly in Roman mythology, more in Greek mythology because there's just a little more in-depth knowledge and it's closer connected to what I'm talking about. Also, we're going to go into the look of the people whom are considered troglodyte or Neanderthal, and then the close comparison between the creatures and where in which I'm contending that they come from. And then we're also going to go into the fact that it is believed that white skin, yellow hair, and very bright blue eyes come from those that don't seed from this planet. I'm going to show you how that is very true. We're just using mythology as my backbone for the most part. I don't think I'm going to have to break into the Bible at all. I think we're just going to use Greek and Roman mythology and what it says, and we're just going to go based on common sense and knowledge and logic and based on what history says. And then we shall see, my friends. We shall. I've heard many people say wonderful arguments, and their arguments are missing pieces, here and there, and this is where they get attacked at. So I'm going to take arguments that I have already heard before, that you might have even already heard, and I'm going to bold them again, but only now I'm going to put more pieces in so that way it's more closely connected to what it is that you see every day and what you understand. I'm not a professor. I am a student like yourself. See, all I want to do is share with you what I've learned, if that's all right. You understand? If that's okay, then please listen and just give me a small moment of your time, and that's all I need. Don't worry, I'm not going nowhere today to embarrass my parents. Outside of that, truth be told, I honestly believe that the Satori or the Satir or the Fawn, depending on who's saying it and what they're talking about, and the Centaur are very closely related to our gentilic friends who are white-skinned, who are black-skinned, who are red-skinned, who are yellow-skinned, and have flat hair. You understand me? And other distinct features. People have heard of giants and all that. Yeah. Well, let's just hit on another part. Let's just hit on Genesis 6, verse whatever, I can't think, and saying how Noah's perfect, and then going into how all flesh was corrupted. And we're going to keep it there at corrupted flesh. And then we're going to jump from the flood once again. And everything didn't die during the flood, despite what you want to believe. So, I'm contending. I'm going to bold some really extraordinary things. I need you to work with me, and I need you to listen, and just know that I'm not pulling rabbits out of a hat. Thank you very much. God bless you, and all of you have a wonderful day. And please, one more time, just so I can say it, just so you understand. My folks out there really in the shy. My grandfather, you know what I'm saying, Chicago native to the root. You know what I'm saying? My mama from East St. Louis, Illinois. I got a lot of people in Illinois right now. It's a heartbreaking situation to watch unfold where I'm not there to actually see and understand what's going on myself. I don't have to have somebody tell me that there's upright people who live in Chicago, or just straight out excellent, wonderful, great people. I don't have to have that. Okay? We're just marveling at the fact that so many people who would claim that they have a stake at life would snuff out another life for whatever reason. You understand? And then not want to be held accountable on top of all that. It's crazy. It's crazy, y'all. But much love, and please be good.